All right, so what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's me, Crimson60620. I am here doing something a little different because I am on fucking YouTube. Damn, there goes my monetization. I don't know. Now I've done some videos. I just released a scheduled video today, and basically it's my last day before I got to go back to work, and so I figured why not just do some more videos. And this is like a video I couldn't get to Saturday because I was shit tired, and you know Sunday was my birthday, and I just wanted to get some rest and give myself a birthday present. Oh shit, mute that shit because they would hear that shit and try to take me down to Paradise City. But for real, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? I kind of wanted to do a video, and hold on, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's good. And let's just put this. Nope, 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 nope. Definitely no opening. I'm actually gonna be doing some videos and like because I'm just a glutton for punishment. And the last time this actually happened, it worked out well. I'm gonna actually be covering another American Krogan video. Or however the fuck his name is spelled. I don't know. He's a bigoted piece of shit. So let's talk about this son of a bitch. Because yeah. Wokenstein. And because it's not really a big thing, I'm gonna actually just let you guys watch me play Burnout Paradise while I am while I'm listening to this. So let's go.
You will face a big, strong Aryan true believer who can push through pain for 1 second longer than you do. And that's all it takes.
When does it stop, Mama?
It goes on, Judah. The race is not over.
You know what actually gets me about people like this? And you know what? You know, pot calling the kettle black, and maybe he has some more ingenuity than I have because I just sit in front of a camera and play fucking video games while I talk about this. But it's just like, it's one of these things where it's just like, oh my god, I meme. Like, I am meme. And it's just like, dude, you're not clever at all. You're just some insecure son of a bitch that, damn, that sits behind a computer screen and has already had your YouTube channel taken down because you feel that you're superior. Let's continue.
Well, when I first saw the reveal for the new co-op Wolfenstein game where players will be placed into the shoes of BJ's twin daughters, I laughed hysterically and figured that the game would be absolute garbage. And I was right.
Alright, so the first thing about this, we know that neo-Nazis and white supremacists fucking hated the new Wolfenstein because, well, you know, BJ Blazkowicz is known for killing fucking Nazis. And that's always a plus. And the fact that it, and by extension, I think it's Bethesda, who basically published it. I think it's Bethesda. Actually were openly hostile against fucking Nazis. That was part of their campaign. Because, you know, it was a bad thing to fucking hate Nazis. You know, it was a real bad thing for them to hate Nazis. But I'm getting wrecked.
In terms of actual gameplay, Youngblood is full of loot mechanics in order to encourage the purchase of in-game currency. The AI is fairly retarded. The campaign has lots of level-locked quests requiring you to grind through repetitive side content.
Now, if this was this criticism, I haven't played Youngblood. I'm not a real big Wolfenstein fan. But if that was his criticism, cool. If you want to make a argument that Youngblood was ruined by the fact that you tried to do co-op because they try to get you to play more and actually do loot and level up quests, cool. It sounds like your problem is with capitalism, dog. And that's what I don't get with a lot of these fascist neo-Nazis and fucking I guess, you know, the incels. It's like your problem is with capitalism. But let's continue.
The game's fast travel system uses a metro map that you have to physically be present at in order to use. So what happens is that you will often complete a mission only to be forced to backtrack or navigate some other weird area in order to return to your resistance hideout in the Paris catacombs. This is especially annoying when the side quests require you to go to one area of the city only to tell you that you're missing something else of importance that can only be found in another area of the city.
Again, it sounds like you have a problem with the way that the game was built to kind of encourage you to actually buy more stuff out of a game. If that is your issue with the game, cool. Cool beans. Like, again, it loses some of the things that you saw with the Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, the previous game in the series, where it is almost made into an open world game just because that's what's following the trend. It's almost as if the companies, what they do is they try to follow a trend in order to make a sure bet with money. And that ends up watering down specifically a beloved franchise. And look at me, I'm actually playing Burnout Paradise, which is an open world racing game where the original Burnout was just a fucking racing game. But people are chasing, like, they're chasing the fucking thrill. They're chasing the fucking the goddamn the money, where it's just not it, dog. But let's continue.
The story itself takes place 20 years after the events of Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, and Big Daddy Blazkowicz has ventured off without telling anyone. Not even the FBI can locate him apparently, so the task logically fell to his two bratty teen daughters. Perhaps putting Mrs. 50% of crime in charge of the FBI after liberating America from the Germans wasn't such a stellar idea.
Okay, so do I have to clarify how that is? Like, this is a reason why he lost his fucking channel. Being openly bigoted. Like, for real. Like, god damn, how fucked up is you? How stupid is you? But yeah, no. Yeah. The person who was in charge of the FBI couldn't find one person, so yeah, let's make that a critique on a certain race of people. The fuck is wrong with you, dog? What do you have? Like, what is wrong with you?
You are the head of the FBI. Isn't there anything you can do?
Listen, trust me, if there was anything any of the agencies could do, girl, you know I would be all over that shit.
Oh, but don't worry though, her daughter, Agent 0013, is a computer whiz kid who built a high-powered microphone and read a couple books on medicine.
Why do you want antibiotics?
He's got peritonitis.
Oh, and how do you know this?
Swollen abdomen, rapid breathing. His peritoneum is inflamed, which will eventually lead to sepsis and death. He needs
So, because game mechanics? Like, for real. Because game mechanics. You're fucking having an issue because game mechanics. Like, really? They need to find some way to throw this shit in. Because game mechanics.
Antibiotics.
The story tries to pull from elements of old movies like The Rescue, The Goonies, and The Lost Boys. Only instead of hunting vampires in some beach town, searching for lost pirate treasure, or rescuing Navy SEALs from North Korean communists, these Wokenites are hunting Roman saluters wearing Indo-European thunder god symbols because their dad didn't have the common decency to leave a note.
Alright, so, mind you, like, this is all kinds of just, what the fuck, man? What are you trying to say? You're trying to say that BJ Blazkowicz, someone who literally had a fucking mission to save the world and kill Nazis, was just irresponsible because reasons. Like, I would say that it sounds as if he may have some hatred against certain people, but I don't like stating too much of the obvious. And oh yeah, these are fucking Nazis. They're not just some poor misunderstood group that some people may just not like. These are fucking Nazis. But you probably don't see anything wrong with Nazis. Of course, we looked at your other videos, didn't we? But let's continue.
You should indulge in every moment.
The game takes the Tiny Hat's fantasy of mowing down hordes of Aryans to the next level. That's not surprising, I guess, but this time around it attempted to capitalize off the recent popularity of the Netflix series Stranger Things, and insert lots and lots of 80s nostalgia, because I guess a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Like, okay, again, it sounds like you have a problem with capitalism, of one property having an issue with trying to ape another property. Like, for real, like, this is what your problem is. But yet and still, you saying you act just as bad as these woke skulls that have this issue. Like, for real, this is just like, well, you know, the game failed because it tried to be too woke. No, the game failed because they were trying to force a specific type of gameplay that did nothing, absolutely nothing to help secure a playable game, or it was trying to secure a wider audience in order to get more money, versus actually playing toward their core of people where they had built up a fan base. Nobody plays Wolfenstein to do fucking co-op missions. Even the best co-op quote unquote game, God of War 4. Even the best co-op game of God of War 4. It still had it where you didn't depend on Atreus to actually work everything. You still had agency in gameplay. That's why a lot of people hate these co-op mission games, because they're shit. Look at Dead Space. Look at Dead Space. Dead Space 3. It was shit. But you sitting up here saying, well, this is because... What's up, Vegeta? What's up, guys? I'm sorry. I'm playing a game and responding to this bullshit. So, these people, it's like, you know what the problem is, but you want to say because it's woke. But let's continue.
Now,
I'm getting something from upstairs.
There's nothing up there.
Wow. None of you knew this was here?
Look at this. I didn't know Dad had all this stuff up here.
Check this out. That's Seth's handwriting.
at the outset, there's a very bizarre scene in which the Blazkowicz sisters have to kill their first Aryan true believer, and the develop.
They are Nazis. Let's just call them. No, they're Nazis. That's a fucking problem, guys. They're Nazis. They're not just some true believer. They have literally in the game enslaved the world for decades. But let's continue.
Developers turn it into a really awkward teenage rite of passage.
Man, are you crying?
I'm not fucking crying. A little nauseous is all.
You gonna flake out on me?
Hell no. Keine Bewegung! Bist du noch bereit?
Well, that's a fucking gruesome scene. Yeah. Wow. Talk about no body like a headshot. Or however Little Wayne says it. But let's continue.
Marquette? Wasn't a fight. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got his brains in my mouth. Water, give me water.
It was goofy. The fuck? Okay, it was fucking goofy. It's not meant to be some serious take. It's a satirical take on what if BJ's daughters... That sounds really bad. What if BJ Blazkowicz's daughters actually had fucking had to take over his space? And mind you, this is people who are first generation, like, I guess first generation, like, didn't have to deal with the same shit that everybody else had to deal with that was older. It's just like the Boruto thing, but I know it. Why does it? Like, for real, why does it have to be that it's and I said it early in the stream. It's really about the fact that they try to shoehorn in a different type of gameplay in fucking Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein is about fucking killing Nazi. Quite literally, Wolfenstein was the World War II version of Doom. That's all. That's what Wolfenstein is. As a matter of fact, the Doom Slayer is a descendant of BJ Blazkowicz. And that's what for real, Wolfenstein was the current day version of fucking Doom. But let's continue.
Now, I'm sorry, but did these chicks just make out, drive their dad's car off a cliff, or break their mom's favorite piece off a Greek statue? Or did they just stab a guy in his stomach with a shovel and blow his head apart with a high-caliber pistol? This set of twins might as well be a lesbian couple, seeing how one is extremely girly and the other is an over-the-top tomboy. Listening to Soph's adolescent male laugh and constant use of the word dude made me feel like a goat with a rubber band tied around his scrotum.
Why is it that anytime that a woman isn't attracted to them or isn't attractive to them, the first thing they think of, oh shit, she must not like men. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, serious. Like, if you women aren't here to be your playthings exclusively. Now, if they are volunteering to be your playthings, that's fine. I can be their playthings too, and we can play things all together. Yum. But, dude, the first thing you jump to is a woman that's not super girly is, oh, she must be mannish. That's your threat that, well, she's more mannish than I am, so my feelings hurt. Like, that's what it is. It's like, it's this whole thing of, well, I can't be that manly, and she's being more manly than me, so, oh, no. Just like when he said, this motherfucker actually said women don't like multiplayer games because reasons. Let's continue.
I'm so messed up.
What? It's a
I know.
And of course, there's a Soviet communist in the resistance movement because we all know how morally superior they were.
You went hunting with Dad.
The fuck is, like, really, dog? Yeah, of course. They fought Nazis. Anybody that was more superior, anybody that fought Nazis were more superior, dude. That's how that worked.
What did you talk about?
Ain't telling, Soph. Why don't you go hunting with him yourself sometime?
I only hunt Nazis, Jess, not animals.
I guess Machine Games couldn't be bothered with considering the irony that Adolf Hitler himself was a vegetarian and that the Germans in the
Okay, he still did some horrible shit, like kill 6 million particular race of people. Not to mention the gypsies, the other people that he actually helped fucking design the final solution for. He wasn't some big. Oh, he was a vegetarian. He was a vegetarian because he didn't like the cruelty that happens with animals. Humans, he didn't give a fuck.
1930s were pioneers in animal protection laws. In fact, one of the first things the National Socialists did upon gaining power was to outlaw vivisection and kosher animal slaughter.
That wasn't because they were all so. They didn't do that shit because they were so concerned about the animals. No, they wanted to actually perform a genocide as defined by the Human Rights Commissions, where they were saying, oh, this is important to a Jewish, Orthodox Jewish position and a practice of their faith. Oh, we just get rid of it. We're gonna fucking, how do I put it? Outlaw something that they consider the practice of their faith. That's what it was. But let's continue. No, he can't, because he needs to find a reason, a way of saying that this is bad because wokeness. Never mind. And I will actually give this man the fucking credit that it was a fucked up game because of what they try to add to it that took away from a lot of it. But no, he has to. No, he was a vegetarian because he was extremely. Hitler was extremely squeamish. He was, and he had a micro penis that didn't really work that well.
Prohibited the boiling of lobsters and crabs, banned commercial animal trapping, and imposed severe restrictions on hunting. Not only did Machine Games ignore all of this, but they went so far as to have the Germans strap bombs to dogs and train them to rush the enemy. Well, here are some other things that Machine Games will likely never mention. Ethnic German minorities were being persecuted and killed in various European countries prior to World War II.
Wait. No. Fuck no. Citation needed, motherfucker. Citation needed. I studied some of the history of World War II, and no ethnic Germans were actually doing that. As a matter of fact, what did happen, if you want to actually say during the time after the World War started, where certain resistance and freedom fighters were killing Nazis, yes, people were killing Nazis. But let's continue.
The Allies firebombed several German cities and literally burnt thousands of little German children alive.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, wait. Alright, so for people who don't know what actually happened during that time frame, how the Allies actually did specifically start bombing a lot of German cities, I'm going to tell you what happened. It was this little thing called the Battle of fucking London, where mostly probably by mistake, the Germans accidentally bombed London because they thought they were bombing a factory. And when they saw how effective it was, they was like, "Oh shit, let's start bombing civilian towns." Now, was Hitler trying to take over England versus having just fortress Europe? Exactly. But what happened in that instance, in that sense, was the Allies wanted revenge, so they started doing the same thing. It was just as with Germany. With Germany and Russia. Russia wanted revenge because Hitler started actually bombing a lot of and destroying a lot of the Russian towns. So they was like, okay, you want to kill our civilians? We can play that game. And that's what happened. But let's continue.
Unless you was actually there, you can't possibly. If I tell you, your brain won't accept it. I mean,
and it's affected you.
You never saw. There was no sign of any children because the children melt. Their bones were too tender, and they just melted. And if you got in, and nearer you got to the.
Okay. Great emotional throw. Let's throw some Holocaust survivors. Let's do that. Let's actually talk about. Oh, this is a great way for me to segue. If you saw, there was a video where Bernie Sanders is actually talking about how he grew up in a neighborhood in the Bronx where people still had the tattoos on their arm from the concentration camps. I mean, like, I know he's old, and my thing is, so what is he old? But he literally had to. They had conversations about how there are people that still had the tattoos from the concentration camps. But let's continue.
The centre of the city, then you started. You didn't even see skeleton. It was all a sort of a jelly. With odd bits floating about. Not floating, because...
And this has stayed with you,
can't talk about it
this has stayed with you throughout the whole of your life.
Well, yeah. You don't witness women and children flying through the air alive, being dragged into these vortex because of the power of the wind.
And after the war, millions of Germans were rounded up, put into concentration camps, and systematically starved to death. But normally...
Wait, what? The Allies specifically said, we're not going to do this time. They specifically said, we don't want to cause another fucking world war, so let's not do the same shit that that fostered the Second World War. Because if people remember, when you go back to one of the things that Hitler capitalized on is the fact that the Germans had to pay restorations for the First World War, which they didn't cause. They supported the people that did cause it. But that's one of the things. And it was like, no, that's why we have a United Nations instead of the League of Nations. Because they were saying, not another fucking war like we did here. But let's continue.
No one talks about this stuff because doing so might require sympathizing with, or God forbid even thinking of the Germans as real, three-dimensional, flesh-and-blood human beings, and not irrational avatars of evil meant to incite the modern political left to violence.
I feel unstoppable.
Okay, so this is a point... Yeah, exactly. But this is a point where I actually kind of agree. When you demonize people, when you actually say that, oh, they're super bad and there's no humanity in it, I can somewhat agree with that because here's the thing. This is the same thing that I say about incels or fucking conservatives. there are people that go along with a certain agenda because they're looking for safety. They're looking for a way of, somebody says, I have the solution to your problems, and they don't want to think, because dealing with shit is hard. They already are struggling with work. They're already struggling with family life. They're already struggling in some cases with dealing with a family member with addiction. So yes, I fucking understand that some people that just want to have, they want a problem fixed without having to do the issue. But here's the thing. That's everybody. Everybody is going through that. Everybody is. But you can sign your choice away to people that are actively saying, hey, this person is bad, so why don't we kill him? No, you don't fucking do that. Because people, no matter how much you disagree with them, are deserving to be able to be reasoned with. And the ones that don't want to reason with you, then we can have a conversation of seeing what we can actually do to influence them or separate them from society. Exactly. So, and a lot of them just was like, well, I don't want to be part of the out group, because the out group are actually like, it was a reason why you saw that poem from that Presbyterian preacher. It was, they came for these particular people, I didn't say anything. They came for these particular people, I didn't say anything. And then they came for me. That's what's happening. It's an erosion of, well, that's the out group, and then it turns down to, I'm part of the out group.
So, like I could take down Sarah Jane from school.
Sarah Jane stole your lunch money, Jess. Doesn't make her a Nazi.
Yeah, close enough.
Well,
and yeah, if you want to make fun of the fucking woke skulls, the people that's just like, well, they want to lump one person or one type of people with everybody they hate, I'm good with that. But, dude, you're being disingenuous. You're literally being a bad actor.
Overton's window doesn't mean shit unless it comes with some enforcement. So yeah, this is enforcement.
Now, in case you're not familiar with the previous two games, the cause of the extremely advanced technology isn't due to German ingenuity. Oh no, those silly goyim and their small brains could never be responsible for a moon base. Nope. You see, those deceitful Germans stole all their technology from an ancient mystical order of kosher scientists called the Da'at-Ishud. Now, I've complained about this previously, but I'm gonna do it again because it's extremely irritating.
Oh no! Wow. It's almost as if a people's, and I know what I'm saying, a group of people that are accused of not being able to do anything because they're seen as too primitive. I wonder where I've heard that before. Oh wait, pyramids. Oh wait, different cities in Africa's or the New World. Oh wait, different places in fucking Asia. Oh, because when it happens to indigenous people across the world, then it's a fucking problem. But when it happens to, I don't know, different, as he says it, Aryan people, well then no, they're not getting the credit that they deserve. Fuck out of here.
That Machine Games just had to deprive the Germans of any credit of having made significant technological advancements in the 1930s and 40s. Hell, even after the war, the Russians and Americans immediately went to work smuggling German scientists out of the country to use them in their expertise for the space race. But I suppose if we admit any of this, then it would follow, reasonably so, that there is something unique and special about Germans worthy of preservation.
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. I will say this. The Germans did have some fucking great scientists. You know what another great scientist was that was German that unfortunately had to leave the fucking country that the U.S. also snatched up? For some reason, he had this theory about relatives and gravity. Oh yeah, Einstein, Oppenheimer, all of these people who actually had to leave Germany because the tensions that the Nazis was actually creating that fucking helped different scientific studies. And yeah, of course, it's fictional history.
And perhaps we ought to stop enforcing a de facto extension of Theodor Kaufmann's plan to genocide them through mass immigration, Kollektivschuld, and miscegenation.
Okay, so this bullshit right here is the fucking reason why this motherfucker got kicked off of YouTube. And I'm gonna say this. There is only one motherfucking human race. We're only one human fucking species that's the dominant over this motherfucking planet. Because we can have sex and reproduce viable reproducing offspring, we're the same species, we're the same race. We may have nominal differences when it comes to skin tone, but other than that, we're pretty much the motherfucking same. As a matter of fact, there is more genetic closeness for people who didn't go sub-Saharan Africa than there are in sub-Saharan Africans. Like, for real, like the genetic diversity, sub-Saharan Africans are more diverse than the people that fucking left Africa and went spread across the globe. I don't fucking get it. Like, no one is trying to replace a specific people, a specific culture. As a matter of fact, this is the shit that pisses me off about people who are so worried about the immigrants coming from different parts of the country. When they get here, the next generation considers themselves American or European, and they start doing European shit. They literally say, I'm a European, let me be this. I'm an American, let me be this. And then that culture that you were so scared that was going to take over yours, actually yours incorporates them. And then they start actually believing that they're American because... Exactly. And they start believing they're American or their adopted country so much that they're willing to fucking defend that country against people that will try to fucking hurt it. God damn, most of us have more in common with people that are literally crossing hundreds of miles to make a better life for their families than the motherfuckers that tell us to fight amongst each other. But, you know, let's continue, right?
So this is where the fancy Nazi Gestapo in Paris live, huh?
Everything's in German. It's like they just totally erased everything that was here before.
The story's climax...
Why did he just have to throw that shit up? Like, for real. Why?
Reveals that the leaders of your Paris resistance cell are actually German spies who had rebelled against a disillusioned Berlin and wanted to implement a Fourth Reich because reasons. And
well, not like they're Nazis, you know. It's almost as if it's part of the fucking game. First, you talk about how that they're making up history now because they're not following history or something that could even be conceived, then it's a fucking problem. Let's continue.
Upon discovering BJ in a secret .E Schuld vault, he explains that after having assassinated Hitler, he had inadvertently activated a failsafe protocol and a doomsday device that, upon Hitler's death, would alter global weather patterns and destroy the world. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. Machine Games successfully figured out a way to ham-fist in climate change and to blame it all on white identity politics.
No, by your own description, you literally just said what fucking happened. It was literally because, hear with me now, going by your words, a megalomaniac says, I'm not going down without a fight. Or if I'm going down, I'm taking the world with me. So he engineered a failsafe. Now, if you want to say that the motherfucker stole that idea from Spawn, cool, I'm all with you. Because that's a definitely Spawn fucking level of idea. I mean, like, yeah. But the fact that it's not identity politics, it was a sick bastard that was mad because the world is, he can't rule the world. But, you know, reasons. Words don't mean anything, right?
What's funny about this whole scorched earth / doomsday policy of Hitler is that a particular ethno-state in the Middle East today has something quite similar called the Samson option, in which there will be massive nuclear retaliation against everyone if their country is destroyed or significantly threatened.
Whoa! The fuck? Yeah, he is reaching hard because I remember during the Cold War, there was a policy called MAD, Mutual Assured Destruction. That's kind of what kept the world safe. Because, you know, when the U.S. actually started talking about different shit, Russia was like, no, the fuck you won't. And the U.S. was like, yes, the fuck we will. And then when it flipped the other way around, your problem is the same shit that the U.S. and the Russia were doing to each other. The fuck? This is why. This is why. You're an idiot.
But go on, Machine Games. Do tell us more about the mental projections of our greatest fucking ally.
Oh my god. I was saving that and like for real. So here's the thing. This is the reason why. Oh god, no. Fuck no. I can only stand his stupid for so long. But this is the reason why this idiot got kicked off of YouTube. Like literally keep making videos like this. This is the reason why he got kicked off of YouTube. Because he's just so caught up in this whole of course I'm right type mentality that it's just like I don't think he has an idea that, you know, maybe I'm fucked up. Exactly, Vegeta. Like for real. Like I don't get it. And this is the same fool that sit back and that talked about Doom. I don't think he understands that it, with all of their games, loves to just take the piss out of shit. Like they love to actually just piss off these just insecure ass motherfuckers. And like I don't think he gets that shit. That's its bread and butter, to piss off these motherfuckers. But no, he thinks, well, they're trying to erase Western culture. Nobody wants to fucking erase Western culture. Nobody fucking wants to make your pee-pee soft because you don't feel like a big man. God, like for real, like I think like a lot of these cats are just fucking losers. Exactly. let's go to another video. Like I'm warmed up. I'm warmed up based off of this shit. But let's go to another video. Come on. Let's go. All right, let's talk about another loser. Oh God, I need to clean this shit up. Ooh, let's go to Destiny.
Hey, I just created.
Come on, no. Don't do that. All right, come on, let's do this. I know. It is a fucking video game. And these motherfuckers, like motherfuckers like him, just I guess it's just like they need to have something in their lives where they feel like, no, I'm right and I need to feel good about myself by making others look stupid. Like, that's what they need in their life. It is something that, it's the one thing that can make them feel like a man. And it's just like, you fucking idiot. Okay, how do I get that one? That's going to be difficult. But let's go to... But you know what? They have made video games like that. And that's the thing. It hasn't... Like, look at not Fallout. Look at Far Cry 3. They literally made Far Cry 3 where a lot of those people in that game were brown people. So, it's just one of those things. Like, is it really that serious? But let's go to a Destiny video. God.
Bloomberg experiment is super interesting because it's really interesting because you typically have to win like New Hampshire or Iowa to be considered like a serious contender. I think historically it's generally how it works in the Democratic Party, although a lot of the rules are changing, especially post-Trump. But Bloomberg is like, fuck all that. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I don't care about the first 4 primaries. I'm focusing on...
All right, so let's talk about Destiny. Stephen Burrell. Destiny, as they like to call him. Well, here's the thing. He is so wrapped up in him needing to be right about shit that he gets upset when people call him out.